Hi, team. I'm so excited to share with you today in my one-page anxiety and wellness strategy that you can keep either in your planner or your notebook. And it's designed to help you take back control fast, like whenever panic starts. So, whether you or someone you know like face social anxiety, sudden panic attacks, general stress, like this is a very practical method that will help ground you very quickly, no matter where you are. So, today, what we're going to be learning is how to create your own one page calming strategy, right? So, you're going to be learning some techniques, maybe some you've already heard of, maybe some new ones. And as I'm showing you the different techniques, I want you to think for yourself, what would the images that would help you look like? What are the affirmations, the meditation techniques, the breath work? Are there any that currently work for you? Then you can pop these in and take some of mine out. Okay, so let's get started. If you have, it's perfect for students, professionals, anyone who needs fast relief during high stress moments. So you'll be able to calm your mind, regain focus, whether you're in school, work meetings, or in any anxiety triggering situations. So are we ready? Okay, so if you notice here, I didn't call it an anxiety strategy. I call it a wellness strategy because we're going from anxiety to wellness. And that is the point. So you want to make sure that when you pop it on top of your page, you're using positive language. Okay, so it could be a calming strategy, a wellness strategy, whatever vibes with you. Okay, so right away we're starting with two images that evoke emotion. Okay, so we're engaging the brain. So in this little picture, I don't know if you can see, for me, I have this little puppy and little kitten having a little bisou. So that triggers like happy, probably happy little endorphins. Then over here is John Cook from BTS, and in Army, we joke around and call him Bunny. And here he has little bunny ears. So this also puts a smile to my face. We're going to get back to this in a moment. So the first thing you want to do is have two images that bring you warmth. Okay, so um, what we're thinking of is anything that's calming scenes or successful outcomes, like can shift your brain's focus and reduce anxiety. Okay, so then we go straight to an affirmation. So let me put this back down. Okay, so two images that evoke emotion. Okay, and something that makes you feel happy, it brings joy. Then we go straight into I am safe, which is the affirmation. Okay, for affirmation, repeating positive statements helps rewire your negative thought patterns and it helps you build emotional resilience. So, when you're reading I am safe, then you go, yes, I am safe. You're repeating it. I am safe. Yes, I am safe. Second one is I recognize this onset. The reason this is important is because you must have had a previous time when you had an anxiety attack, a panic attack. And so by saying you recognize this onset, it means that yes, we've been through this before, and we're going to get through this just like we always have. Okay, and hopefully quicker this time than previous times. Okay, because now you actually believe it. Okay, and the reason I did the images first is because you need to be able to get the brain's attention with emotion, and then we get to the words. Because when your brain is spiraling, it doesn't want to read. Okay, so emotions and then the words. Then here I have fear is my bestie. So if you can see the image, this girl is walking backwards and she's taking pictures. And here there's a woman that's holding her hand so she doesn't fall backwards. So for me specifically, I think of fear as my best friend. Fear is the one that is going to stop me from, picking up a hot pan with my hands. Okay? Fear is the one that is going to make me drive around a pothole. Fear is the one that's going to get me up at night and check up on a sound that I heard. Fear is the one that is going to make me stop, look around, assess a situation before I act. So fear is actually my best friend. I don't know what fear is to you, but for me, I find it really helps me to think of fear as my best friend. Now, anxiety, however, is not my best friend. Fear is my best friend. Anxiety is like the third person, like a third wheel. And anxiety is the one that breaks free from us and starts spiraling. It starts, running around. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She's the one that amplifies all the emotions, amplifies, um, you know, every irrational thought I could possibly have. So fear is my bestie. And then I'm going to use fear is going to be helping me get anxiety under control. Okay, so I think of fear as my best friend. She's like my own age, and then anxiety is this little 6-year-old girl that's running around and just creating mayhem. Okay, and then it's up to us to go up to her and calm her down and do these wellness strategies. Okay, so I hope that the fact of maybe reframing as fear as your best friend over time might actually be something that might be powerful for you. Okay, and if it does, by all means, put it in the comment section. If you disagree with me, put it in the comment section. This thought of, is fear your best friend, and is anxiety the one that is spiraling everything out of control? So then I go into a 2-1 breath. This I got from Huberman. So what we're trying to do here is take 2 inhales and exhale 1. Breathe in 2, exhale 1. And what we're trying to do here is disrupt the brain, because our body takes 1 breath in, 1 breath out, and we breathe without even thinking, unless we happen to have like an actual problem with our lungs. Okay, so we're trying to kind of restart the brain, and that is easily done with a 2 breath in, 1 breath out. Okay, and once you've got that under control, then we go to image redirect with a 1-1 breath. When we do a 1-1 breath, 1 in, 1 out, nice and slow, it activates what's called the parasympathetic nervous system. And what that does is it's for rest and calm, and it calms the body and the mind. So we're going to get the brain busy with an image redirect, and then we're going to also be using the 1-1 breath to activate that parasympathetic nervous system. So when I do this, I come to here. Okay, so here there's like images. I'm going to just put it up a little higher. So this group is BTS. So they're a South Korean band. And for me, what they represent for me is a group that went through a lot of success, but a lot of difficulties getting to that success. A lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. They had to conquer their fears when they were on stage of, lights falling on them, falling off the stage, all kinds of fears, fear of the darkness. When you're looking out at a big crowd, sometimes that could feel very overwhelming. And one of their strategies was they, put the lights up a little higher so that the members could actually see faces instead of being worried of who was out there in the dark. So they've come up with a lot of strategies for their team, and they're very vocal about the strategies that they found for themselves. So they do not pretend to be perfect. And you can actually really respect the hard work that they've put in. Okay, so that brings my respect, on top of them being very talented and very good. So when we're doing an image redirect, we're actually taking like a bunch of little pictures. Okay, so for you, it may not be BTS, obviously. For you, it might be a different group that you admire, maybe different writers that you admire. Um, Maybe it's engineers that you admire over time. Whatever that is for you, Maybe if you're an artist, it's other artists. It could be your family members. It could be a bunch of pets. It could be um, whatever. You can try different things. They don't even have to be a full theme. It could just be whatever um, speaks to you. Okay, so as I'm doing this, what I've done is I've put little messages on the other side. So here, these are two of the members, and the army, their fan base calls them usually like mom and dad. And so here I just put dad and dad, okay, two little hearts. Over here, these two are like supporter besties. They're always supporting each other. So I put supporter besties. These four, wow, like these four, I call them my troublemakers. Okay. So if you're noticing, it's the image, it's the words. So I am totally disrupting my brain. I'm activating my brain to start thinking about things that um, are pushing away the anxiety, right? Because we're filling our brains with things that matter to us, kind of thing. So, that this is the rap line. So here I'm like perfect trifecta. And also like each image means something to me. So it's like, let's say, like he attacks the bars really well. He emotes like nobody's business. He has clarity in his bars that you don't realize you've stopped breathing until he stops rapping. So by thinking like that, you can see that I'm moving away from the anxiety, right? Because I'm activating my brain. This is J Hope. He's a consummate professional and solution finder. So for me, it's like this image is like if something is not working, the audio is not working, somebody's jewelry fell onto the stage, the wrong song started. He's always the one that people look towards to find the solution. Okay, and that's kind of what we're finding here, right? Is we are finding our own solution. And the reason why creating something like this is very valuable is because this is your go-to plan that you yourself have designed, right? So it provides a sense of preparedness, of control. This is you taking back control instead of allowing your anxiety to control you. Yes? Amazing. So once you've gone through your images, okay, then we come back to water. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to like be able to like just stretch out. So we're creating a bigger move now, and we're bringing in water, right? So when you drink, it's the same thing as that 2-1 breath, because to drink, you have to activate your brain to be able to swallow. So it's the same thing. You take it, you swallow, you can take a few breaths, and then you put it back. Is just to go from that freeze stage, when we talk about fight or flight, there's also that freeze stage. So by moving, you're deactivating that stage. Then we go into some good strategies that people who disassociate a little bit out of the moment. So it's regrounding into the present. So this is one of the techniques, not mine. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1. You can look it up online. And it says 5 things that you see, 4 things that you feel, 3 things that you hear, 2 things that you smell, and 1 thing that you taste. Okay, so you're like, okay, 5-4-3-2-1. Okay, what are 5 things that I can feel? Okay, I can feel my books, I can feel my pencil, I feel my pencil case, I can feel the cup, I can feel my papers. Boom. Then you're like, okay, 5 things that you can see. So you can look around and see the things that you see. Then you do your feels. So 4 things that you feel. 3 things that you hear. So it could be like, I hear that person breathing. I hear that person's chair moving. I hear the birds outside. Smell. 2 things that you smell. It could be the man that's right next to you, not lying. Or what I do sometimes is have a little container that has a little piece of, it could be a cloth, paper towel, it could be, cotton swab. and I put one little drop of essence. Okay, so like it could be mint, it could be vanilla, it could be citrus, whatever smells that you like to smell. And then that's something that you can smell, and then when you're good with it, you can pop it back and put it back into your pencil case. Okay, so it could be any smell whatsoever. Also, like if it's peppermint or mint, it's very good against headaches, so that's a 2-for-1. And you only put one drop because it's very, very strong. Okay, so that's something that you might like as a strategy to pop inside your thing. You can also, when it comes to like smell and taste, you can also combine that so that you have, a hard candy, something that's more chalky, a taffy that is like, that'll take you time to chew. My favorite are Skittles, but you do you. Sensory grounding. So that's like tracing your hand. So you can trace your hand with the eraser if you don't like to have the marks on your paper, or you can trace your hand with a pencil. Some people find that they like to see their handprint afterwards. Okay, so same thing. So this is like tracing your hand. Smell. So you can use this for the smell. Crunching. Again, if you have Skittles or nuts. Squeezing. So you can also have a squeeze ball inside your pencil case. You can also have this type of pencil case. I just got this from the Dollar Tree, where you're just like, you can pop them in and then open your pencil case and then pop them all back out, right? So you can use different techniques that actually work for you. Then there's a squeeze. So what you do is you just squeeze your arm, right? So we're just trying to like bring you back from a disassociative state, right? So you just do this like all the way up your arms. You can do that on your legs. Now, by all means, if you're in a meeting or in school, in a classroom, you could just do it up your arms, right? And then if anybody says anything, you could just rub your arms like this and just say, oh no. Like they're like, are you okay? And you're like, yeah, I'm just still a little chilly. I'm fine. Thanks for asking, right? And then you're good to go, right? Then there is the release mantra. Oh, the butterfly hug is actually really good, and that is, hold crisscrossing your arms and giving yourself a hug like near your shoulders. That also activates your parasympathetic nervous system to calm the body and the mind. It reminds you of a time when it's a soothing technique. Okay. Release mantra. This is from Burchard. So what he says is you can do count to 10, right? And so with each number, you do a release mantra. So it's like release, 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 release. And then you go back, release, 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 release. And then you can just go release, 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 right? And then you're done whenever you feel. So this could also be done without saying it out loud, right? You can also say it in your head. So it's more discreet. Okay. What's next? And then what you do is you tap and you shake the energy away. Now, obviously, if you have nobody around you, it's nice to like if you're in your own office or if you're hiding in the bathroom, you just like tap your body just to start moving the energy around. Same thing with your legs, your belly, your sides, your back, and then you just shake it out. Like imagine shaking out all the negative energy, and as you're shaking it out, imagine the energy just turning to positive energy, like out into the world. You're getting rid of the negative energy into your body, and it's releasing very nice positive energies into the universe because you've just taken control and changed all this energy that was inside your body. You changed it to something more positive. Yes. So then, in case you need more, So this should be good. And then it says here, good job. Make sure to like tell yourself, wow, look at the great job that I just did, right? Good job. Like really like give yourself like a little round of applause. Yes. Then if you still need a little bit more, right? I mean, that might be enough. This might be enough. You need to see what you needed that day, right? But if you need a little bit more, you can put like future you. Like so for me, like I'm working, I'm going to school, I'm learning. Why? Because I want a brighter future. I want a future that is peaceful, that has financial freedom, time freedom. That's family. So for me, that's the reminder that I have in this picture. She's like at one with the universe. Yes. Then over here, it's an infinity pool. So I'm thinking of, oh, how nice it would be to like swim to the end and then just, rest your arm on the edge and look out. And then I know you guys are going to tell me, Corinne, sugar and anxiety do not go together. And I agree with you. I agree. Really, I do. But sometimes, I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes when you've had a bit of a difficult situation, the thought of, having something delicious at the end of the day, or when you're finished that meeting, or when you're walking out of that classroom, or you're heading back home, the thought of having like a Starbucks drink or like a presso tea, for me, like having mango and grapefruit, favorite combination. Um, Another thing is like, tea with like grass jelly and tapioca. Yes, I know, not so good for you. Um, but sometimes just the image of having a nice cold drink also just brings down um, my anxiety. And the thought of having something nice and cold is something to look forward to at the end of the day. So I'm really hoping that something here helped you. And I'd love it if you can comment, because if you have a different technique that I didn't write here, maybe that will also help somebody else who happens to be reading the comment section in the future. And that's what social learning is, each other helping the other person. And so let's say you think this is too much, right? What you can also do, like if you want to be even more discreet, so I would suggest that you do this. Like you can, like it doesn't matter, like I was saying before, it doesn't matter if it's like in an A4, A6, a B5, or travel, right? So literally, like again, you can make it happen in whatever planner that you have, but you could also, I don't know if I mentioned this before, put it on, let's say you have a business card. You can also take your favorite strategies and pop them here. And then you can take your favorite images and just pop them on the other side, right? Laminate it, and then you can put it in your wallet, and it's like nice and discreet and a powerful little tool for you to use anytime you're out in a stressful situation. So I really hope that this helped one of you out there. I know I'm saying a lot. This has been something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm glad we got to do it today. So I'm wishing you an amazing day, and I hope to talk to you guys soon. See you in the next video. Bye for now.